let me get back in character, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the show. Maybe not this conversation has been really good.
Yeah, off camera.
Off camera has been fucking amazing. So the vlog camera caught all of it. This is why I want to go live. This is a genuine conversation amongst sneakerheads. So we both appreciate the shoes. So if y'all really want to watch the behind the scenes, check out the vlog camera. And I'll put that up probably later than the actual episode. But let's get into your business. De La Soul. It took me a little while because I didn't put two and two together. Not when you first started, not recently. When you first started, that was your page and they were selling all the shoes. And I was like, well, goddamn. If I'd have known this shit, I would have had a lot of shoes already. But later down the line, I appreciated that you just not only sell the shoes, but you at least have pairs of your own that have their own story.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's a genuine love. It's not like mostly typeys.
Oh no, bro. Every like, bro. This is my thing. Mm-hmm. I literally remember getting the Red 11s when they originally came out in '96. Like verbatim. Tried them on. Mom was like, "You like these?" I said, "Yeah." And from there, it's just been a love that you just can't explain, bro.
No,
like you can't explain it. Literally, like from someone that can remember vividly trying on his first shoe. Of course, it wasn't my first shoe, but right. The first retro that I can remember in my head,
of course,
and appreciate what it was then. That was '96. How many years is that? Damn near 30.
Almost 30 years.
Damn near 30 years ago. Like that's how deep this shit is for me, bro.
No, I respect that.
Like seriously, like from watching Red 11s, Columbia 11s. The low top IEs.
Oh,
like I had all that as a kid to the point where it's like I found my picture the other day when He Got Games in '98. Like that was my last shoe, my last Jordan as a kid because my parents could not,
mm-hmm.
as I've gotten older, they couldn't afford, shoes.
Of course.
So that moment there just made me very passionate for shoes.
Of course.
I couldn't have like all the good shit that everybody was having.
Facts.
My aunt and uncle provided shoes for me. Like the forces that we talked about.
Of course, yes.
They gave me those shoes. They gave me my basketball shoes mm-hmm. when I was hooping. They gave me all my Iversons. Like all that, bro. And then when I was able to work for shoes mm-hmm. and whatnot, that was it.
You appreciate it even more.
You appreciate it more, bro, because you work for it.
Yes.
Like my mom stopped working. She got let go from her job for 30 years. So that moment was the moment that I honestly God became a man because I didn't want to have to ask for nothing else anymore. Like all these shoes that I have myself in my inventory, that's me. I mean, of course, I can't say it's all me. I do have, help mm-hmm. along the way and whatnot. But that money put in all this shit, that's me.
Of course, it's an investment like your business, De La Soul.
Like, seriously. And it took a lot of hiccups up and down.
But I mean, it goes back to our conversation with the green beans. Do you really want them to re-release them?
Yeah. Reason why, like I said, for me, is because in high school, I couldn't afford.
That's fair.
The shoes that I wanted. Like I said, my aunt and my uncle would give me my shoes. So I didn't have the Jordans really until the what the hell is that? What were the mids called on the side where he had from UNC, the UNC mids.
What number?
They're the ones.
They're the ones.
I don't know if they were called O-Love. I don't know.
O-Love or New Love, or are you talking about Alpha?
Alpha. There
Alpha.
you go. The Alpha ones.
Yeah, with the picture on it.
With the picture on it.
Yes.
I didn't. Those were my first Jordans, like that I got for myself. Like, of course, from working, and then of course that's when the Fusions start coming out.
Oh God, we got to go there.
I think everybody had a pair of the Fusion Jordans. I know personally, I had the 5s.
So you want to hear not to cut you off, but you want to hear the funny story?
What's up?
So I've always wanted a pair, but I never got a chance to get them.
Yeah, bro, I still got mine at the house.
I've had cousins that have had them. I had family members that had them. I personally have never had a pair, but I've always wanted a pair.
I still got mine. Like, if you a sneakerhead, you had a fucking Fusion. I'm sorry, you had one of the high top Fusions.
I wanted the 8s. I'm not gonna lie, but
no, like you had at least one.
Yeah.
Like I had the 5. The 5 Fusions that came out. I had them. But yeah, man, I didn't start really getting Jordan really until I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just about to start going in. And I did.
See, and that's crazy.
And I couldn't stop, bro. I really couldn't.
No, I agree, because when we right before the shoe change, it was like you go back and you remember watching them playing as a kid, and so everybody really wanted to be like Mike.
Everybody.
So when the shoes there was no denying it. So when the shoes was hot, especially with Space Jam, and that timeline between 90, I'll say 96 to 98, which is really the perfect time. That was the perfect end dot moment of history that you could actually market the shoes and market the wins that he had as well.
Yeah. So
it's crazy. Like, that's the only reason, in all honesty, like we live through the moments.
Yeah. We've lived through the Jordans, the Pennies, the Hewings, the Tim Hardaways, the Scottie Pippens.
Rodman had shoes,
had shoes too, yeah.
But they never called it his shoe, so
yeah,
that was the fucked up part. But
yeah, like, bro, we literally lived through history.
Exactly.
That we just can't get back originally how we should be.
Facts.
Like, who else had?
Shaq had
Shaq had his Reeboks,
which are actually still fire to this day. A great slept-on shoe.
Grant Hill.
Oh yes. With the Felines.
I
admit I had a pair of them.
Charles Barkley.
I really admit Charles Barkley's shoes were underrated at the time.
Remember Larry Johnson?
A little bit. Memory's a little fuzzy on the shoe.
He played for Charlotte.
Okay, yes.
He had shoes that came out. Bro, it's a lot of history, bro. Like, that is overlooked.
Exactly.
That I feel like, as a sneakerhead, you should know your foundation. Because a lot, bro, fucking, you saw the sneaker shopping with Rodman, right?
Yes, I did. I watched that.
He was the first person that had the reverse swoosh.
Yeah, and I, you know what's funny? Before he even said it, and when they pulled out the shoe, I was like, I knew this was Rodman's shoe. I was like, and niggas say, I'm not gonna call him by his artist name because I actually played football with him, so I'm not gonna do that. Jock was the first person with the shoe with the reverse swoosh when it was really Rodman. But he just retroed his own style.
Yeah.
He retro Rodman style. Yeah. So I agree.
Yeah. Like, we just, everybody just needs to know foundation.
Fact.
And saying that somebody's the first to do this, first to do that, which they might be.
Yeah.
But research, you will find so much stuff. If you appreciate history,
if you appreciate
history, you would definitely love the foundation of where stuff is originated.
Okay. Before we get to a deeper deeper context on the sneakers. And even though I did lose a little footage, but thank God I had the background camera rolling because I was kind of hurt by that.
It's all good.
Still got to keep it going. There is a few topics I want to get to just real quickly.
Okay.
Since my co-host is normally here, but he started back his doctoral program. He started back last week and was originally supposed to do an episode. I wanted to let the world know that he's on school hiatus, so he won't be on the show for a minute. But in the midst of this, we just found out Kendrick's dropping a new album.
Wait, are you bullshitting?
Oh, you didn't find out. He dropped the name on Twitter. Hold on. Like, it's been on news all day.
Bro, I've been ripping.
I had a break from the day, and that's how I found out. Hold on.
Like, it's official.
It's official. He dropped everything today. Here it is. Oh, my bad. I got you. That's why I didn't want to go live, too.
Wow. Great.
May 13th, we got Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Low key, we've been needing the fucking album from Kendrick.
Bruh, I don't know what it is about TDE, but they make you wait for a great reason.
Yeah.
I know for sure this album will be great. We haven't had an album since Damn.
Yeah. Kendrick's main project.
Main project since Damn.
Yes.
That was 2018?
No, it just celebrated 5 years this year. 2017. It just celebrated 5 years.
Yeah, it was like, 2018, 2017.
2017 because they re-released the reverse version.
Reverse version. There you go. Okay.
And that's why it's a mix-up. But the funniest thing was, when I first heard the album, I was like, you can really listen to this album backwards. And so many people put it on Twitter at the same time I was thinking it, and he confirmed it. It just made me mad because I said it first. But yeah, it's been 5 years since we haven't really had a bad album from Kendrick.
Never.
Like,
Never.
All due respect, 10 years of me actually listening to Kendrick this year, because I heard all the mixtapes around the same time. There's not one bad album. Like, you could go back and listen to every album.
Literally, like fucking New Kid, Mad City is literally like my top 5 that I would listen to. Like, if you ride with me in the car for road trips, first album that I listen to is literally New Kid, Mad City, just because of the fact that I've been listening to it from start to finish.
See, I'm gonna throw you off a little bit, just for the sake of conversation. I'm gonna throw you off a little bit. 2015, I got my Beamer, and one of the first albums I put in the Beamer was To Pimp a Butterfly. My favorite Kendrick album, it was not really even an album, it's the EP, is really Untitled Unmastered. And a lot of people always ask, why? I like the structure. As a former musician, I like the structure of music.
Yeah.
And even though the album technically was the leftover tracks from To Pimp a Butterfly, you can see where it all fits in and where everything connects. And so even then, we're not live, Domo, so you're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Domo,
are you about to film again or no?
I'm still filming now. I said I'm not live, I didn't say it was filming.
How you doing? Okay, well, I'm just gonna smoke with my neighbor.
Alright, have fun.
Don't put that on.
I'll edit it out.
I wish I could.
I know. But no, I'm gonna wait till, Domo did that, just closes the door anytime.
No.
Love you too, sister.
You still gonna be here and now you're back?
Yeah, I'm still here. I mean, you can come back even when you're done smoking.
Well, that was my plan.
I know, but
You put the arrow.
I thought the air was on.
No, I turned it off before I left.
Oh, that's some head ass shit. This is the moments that we get on both cameras that we have to enjoy.
My bad.
Oh,
No, you're good. We needed this. This is how we normally interact when we're doing a live show. So you can only imagine how crazy it is during like an actual live show. But I couldn't embrace myself going live. So, but no. Of course, you could have just not gonna put my business out like that. But no, the album itself, with CeeLo before all the shit happened with him, Thundercat playing the bass, Swiss Beats Son, musically, it was an album to listen to that you just want. If you wanted to hear just sounds and how they all play around in different melodies, that was the album.
If we're gonna go sounds, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I have a love-hate relationship with that album, and the love part is that, of course, I went and bought the album the day it came out, and I bought the vinyl, and I have all the Good Friday songs. That's the love I have for the album. The hate, and I mean the deluxe edition, I got the DVD too. The hate I have for that album, it was predicting Kanye before we seen it. It's the only other project from Kanye that predicted everything that was going to happen before it happened.
Yeah. But you also, in my opinion, my sense, it makes me appreciate that album a lot more. Like, if you listen to it from start to finish,
of course,
like, and as crazy as it is,
of course,
that album predicted so much shit that is the now.
I mean, I'll take you even deeper. I'll take you even deeper. So you've heard Graduation, right?
Of course.
You've heard the mixtape before Graduation?
No.
Listen to the mixtape before the Graduation.
Okay.
He had to drop the mixtape, and this was right before I went to go see Kanye live. Second time. I saw him at TSU in 04. My first time with my godbrother, when he had Rihanna, I saw Rihanna live, I saw Pharrell, NERD, and Lupe Fiasco. When he did the mixtape before the album, if you think My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy told us the shit about now, that one had dates. And every date, when shit happened, it happened around the same time, years later.
Yeah, I've never heard.
Listen to the mix, not the Freshman Adjustment, that was the college dropout days. I'll pull it up later so you can. But I agree. A lot of the shit that has happened when Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out really predicted the shit that's happened now. For example, we all knew niggas slept on Nicki from the jump. Monster.
Bruh, that fucking basically, like, gave, like, motherfuckers some here.
Yes.
Like, y'all don't want to listen to me? Oh, well, now I got the motherfucking approval from not only Ye, but Jay. Like,
before the throne.
Yes.
And the collapse of
all that shit.
Before the collapse of the throne.
Like, she made the song.
No, dead ass. I would never argue that.
Like anybody that says anything different about her not crashing the song, she fucking crashed the song.
Like, dead ass.
Like, bruh.
Like, I can wholeheartedly agree. Like, and watching the behind the scenes and reading the magazine articles from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I appreciated. I'm gonna put this correctly. I appreciated Watch the Throne for what it is and what will always be a great album with no skips, because that's actually the album I would have done for just straight Kanye Jay-Z. It was the perfect album for the perfect time. But the in-between era between those two albums was the most frequently looked for music around that time. Because you gotta remember, you had the whole beef with Young Money, with that time with Young Money and Rockefeller, because you know all that stuff that happened around that time. But you had so many consistent hits to the point that it's like, it's been hard to bounce back.
Yeah. True. Very true.
Like, logistically, like, of course we have the new generation. I appreciate Kendrick, Cole, Tyler, a lot of the newer artists. But if you wanted to talk about the time when they was just getting their feet off the ground and the time when the big dogs really came to play, 2011 was that year.
Yeah. That was the warm-up, literally, like you said, for everyone that was in both of those camps.
Yes.
Like, for real.
Like, in all the camps entirely, like, but it also, in retrospect, Good Fridays predicted why we would never get a CRS album.
Yeah. That's
the one heartbreak.
Yeah.
The hate.
Yeah.
Another part of the hate that I will have to...
I used to tune in just so I
hear us.
Good Friday shit.
Good Friday shit, but
This
even
shit used to go so hard.
like, bruh,
So hard, man.
bruh, I was like, oh my, like, oh. And and remember I told you when we was talking, I'm glad the show is running long. We have the time before I get to the rest of the topics. But remember I told you that I went to Social Status. Shout out to them for their Air Max Day.
Yeah.
So one of the guys asked me the best Kanye album of all time. I said that's really a tough debate because you can easily say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy without a doubt. That's an easy win. That's an easy give me. But if you really want to think about it, in my personal perspective, I have a tie between Late Registration because of the time that it came out in, and Life of Pablo. And Life of Pablo, the only reason why that's a close second is not because of the original release. It's all the shit he didn't put on the album.
Yeah.
Those two sound wise are even a close second to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which we will never get again.
Yeah.
That was a once in a
That was like you were about to say, a once in a lifetime type of album.
yes.
I don't know, man. That Ye album just stuck with me like hard from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like he put in so much faith in Nicki, like to kick off the album.
Mm-hmm.
You lay out this great like mind frame of how each artist should be here, should be there. The melodies, the strings, like everything on each album when it came to the beats, like you heard every detail on each song. Like he literally made you feel like you're right there.
I'll do one better, and I agree with your whole sentiment. I'm not just arguing that. There is one song that he should have just kept on the album for fuck's sake. See Me Now should have just stayed on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even talking about the individual with him, Beyonce and Charlie Wilson. I'll unbiasedly say, that you should just kept the Big Sean, because it came out in Japan. They had the Japanese version with the Big Sean version that was missing. I appreciate the album even more because everything to its entirety. But that's the one song you should have just kept on the album. I mean, you perfectly closed the album, don't get me wrong. But it's like, that song, I felt like it was left from an era when his mom died. He was working on a good-ass job.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can see him not having that song on the album. But for fuck's sake, just keep it on the album. But I agree with you. Like, it was one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments that you pretty much saw what we're seeing today.
Yeah.
We just went deep out of nowhere. But that's the fun of the show. Like, I'm mad. I really want to get this episode up and done, but I know it's just going to be work for me. But we lost subject on the music.
Oh, man.
We and I gave the update. That's fine.
Like I said, we literally can go from one thing to the next
And if
not even realize it.
Exactly. And it's perfectly fine. And I guess I'll save the other topics for later, in a sense, because this is a genuine good conversation for a show.
Oh, yeah, I can come back for a part 2.
Of course. Of course. But I do want to, before, taking another break to make sure the camera's checked and everything, I do want to ask a general question on your take. And I'm looking down because I'm really thinking of the right way to phrase it. Most Greeks are genuine. Most Greeks that have came in our time are genuine sneakerheads.
Yeah.
Do you think the cultures between the two have gone astray around the same time?
As far as the Greek life and sneaker culture?
Like, even though they're two different lives. They're two different lives, but at around the same time, it started going off from its original path. Do you think, and this is just an honest conversation, of course, do you think it's weird or coincidental that they both divvy at the same time? Just out of curiosity, because I've always asked that question to myself.
Now that you asked that, and I'm really thinking on it, like, it really has. Because I'm not gonna lie, this is my honest to God opinion when it comes to Greek life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything started changing after 2014 when it came to Greek life.
I agree.
Like my first set of Neos, like after they came out, I started.
Shout out to Dr. Sammy because he was on the second episode of the show. Not to cut you off.
Nah, that's my dog. That's Trey too, by the way.
Of course.
But after they came, I feel like Greek life really started to become more social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I felt like 2012. Don't get me wrong. We were the era where social media started to
slowly pick up,
tweak. You know, I feel like we took advantage of it when it came towards like our promotions,
mm-hmm.
our like, you know, putting stuff out there to make people be aware of the things that were going on. But it started to become more commercial, and people just started like really just going straight there for a source and not necessarily going straight to the source.
Or the books that they had on the source.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I get it.
Everything started to become, I'm going here for this information, I'm going here, I'm going here. But instead of seeking, as all we should
do, of course,
seeking things in person,
mm-hmm.
and not depending on finding your answers online,
mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Of course, you know, you and I are different when it comes to our organizations.
Of course.
But I know for sure with your chapter specifically, y'all are very cutthroat.
Of course.
My uncle, rest his soul, my uncle Ronald Thornton is your chapter bro.
Okay.
You know, and he definitely loved your chapter.
Of course.
You know, and I can tell based off of him how he was very thorough when it came to y'all. He knew every alpha in Houston. Of course. Everybody knew him, and they respected him on account of what he did for Alpha.
Of course.
You know, it's the same thing with Omegas.
Of course.
I know everybody's so used to us doing this, doing that, but we're more than just partying or setting stuff out and stuff like that.
Of course.
We are more than just what you guys see. Like nobody talks about the community service that we do. Nobody talks about the uplift that we give the lamplighters.
Of course.
Like a lot of people don't want to talk about other things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just wants to see the hops, the parties, this, that, and the third. But Greek life is so much more than just that everybody doesn't see.
Of course.
Like if you guys come to TGP, the only important part of TGP that I personally enjoy now is doing the service.
Mm-hmm.
Being out there, seeing the kids, uplifting them, collecting stuff. Like for my business, like I collect shoes every winter holiday, and I personally give shoes to people.
Let me know.
I don't. That's the type of stuff that I don't put on video because of the fact that I don't care for publicity.
Fair.
Like you know me. Personally.
I know you personally,
like,
so
I don't care for the attention.
Exactly.
You know, so that type of stuff doesn't matter to me.
Of course.
Greek life has changed so much. Sneaker culture has changed so much from, of course, the first come, first serve.
Facts.
That of course had its trial and errors, more errors. We came to tickets.
Oh God!
We came to tickets after that. That was, of course, on account of who you know type of shit to put my name. We went to apps now.
Oh God! Don't get me started on the fucking app.
That's where we're at now. But apps now are more random.
It's genuinely random, but it sucks because of the sizing.
Yeah, that too. But that's kind of where we're at when it comes to these releases. Now, I mean, of course, you still got some stores that still do, tickets like if your shoe palaces and stuff like that. They still do tickets, but of course, like I said, that's who you know. So
you definitely can agree to that statement.
Yeah.
But no, it's when you think about it, it both divvied at the exact same time.
Yeah, literally, like everything just started changing so much. And I love talking to my old heads. Like I love talking about stories from Pleasure was on the campus,
like above the light, basically. Yeah.
Like it was no hiding it at all. And like how they look at us now, they literally. Y'all put shit.
I think it's the same for every made person in the timeline that we were in.
Yeah, like is they literally like tell me like y'all put shit now. Y'all don't know how to shut the fuck up. You know. And
can we please get a round of applause for that statement?
Like people don't know how to shut the fuck up, and of course, our organization, we do what we do.
That's everybody's organ in this retrospect.
I mean, that if we want to be particular with it, I can only speak for the orgs that I know that do shit.
Of course.
Like, not even speaking on HBCU aspect, because there are some orgs that are at HBCUs that don't go through nothing.
Exactly.
And I mean, of course, like I say, I can only speak on what I know, who I know, and that's because of what I've seen with my own two eyes.
Facts.
Of other people that I personally know that are in other organizations. Of course, wholeheartedly, I can only speak on it for Megan.
Of course, all fairness.
But Greek life has definitely changed a lot, and it's really more. You have more people that are honestly just worried about wearing a t-shirt.
Oh my God, we're on the same wavelength, ladies and gentlemen, because I was the show
versus you being about service.
And see, that's the main reason why I asked that question. Because I guess coming into the before even coming into the org, you at least had you had to do something to make yourself known. To seek out the information for your org. I can only speak for Alpha, of course, but it's a similar path with different orgs.
Yeah.
So, I guess seeing it now and relating it so that way everybody can get a better understanding with the sneaker culture, because it happened at the exact same time, it just shows me that things are always going to get worse before they get better, but when they get better, that time will come.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm really waiting for. In aspects of both sides of that lifestyle. Because 2014 was a different year for everybody. Because if you really want to put it in a retrospect, you got 2 years before Trump was president. Almost 3. If you want to really put it in a retrospect, we had one president, and now we had 2 to 3 different others. The TSU, of course.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
And if you want to put even to a deeper retrospect, we had teams at the school that were at least attempting to do wins, and now it goes either way. It's consistency, I guess, in my conversation was making sure that we stayed on the same page on that topic, and we really did.
No, we are. We're on one accord when it comes to that. Like, and the beautiful thing about it, like, you can meet so many people in both cultures. Like these shoes that I got here when I went out to LA, the dude that gave it to me is my frat brother.
Oh wow!
I had on. Of course, I didn't have on any Perry or nothing, but this here, and of course these here go a long way.
Of course,
and that's how we connected. Of course, the first thing is off shoes. The next thing bruh, okay.
Of course.
So, bruh, it's a beautiful thing, and like you said, everything has its ups and downs, and of course, we can only wish that everything is going to get better over time. But that's crazy you asked me that question because I never thought about that. I honestly never thought about that. But I fucking dislike the fact that it did affect me because of the fact that I didn't buy any shoes.
Fucking exactly.
When I was going through my shit.
That's the point I wanted to bring back home.
So yeah, if we're about to go on the topic now, missing shit when we was going through our phases.
We gonna say that for we're not gonna say that for another time. Okay. I want to say that for another recording, like a bonus clip, just so that way we can get to it.
Okay, because I was definitely about to go in.
We're about to go there in just a second, but let me close out this part of the episode. Okay. So normally on the show, me and my co-host, we normally say of the things that you want to end the show by. Okay. Do you have any quote? Like normally, I'll train this by Link Your Club, of course. We'll say check on your friends and family. I would normally say something like, make sure you keep in touch with your friends, keep in touch with your loved ones, something of that sort. So if you have anything to say, the floor is all yours before we get to this bonus episode. Because we gotta get there. We gotta get there.
To piggyback on you asking about De La Soul's, my company motto is anything that's worth something that's hard to obtain.
Okay.
I got that from my brother. He says that to me all the time, and it just stuck with me because this culture that is technically my business, like it's hard as fuck.
No, I agree.
Like we talked about, camping like, bro, I'm up in age. I don't look my age, but I don't really camp no more. And I had to do that to get this, like right after work. Mind you, I work 10-hour shifts, and like if you really value this lifestyle and want to make it to where it's a lifestyle for you, to where you don't have to work if you don't want to. I mean, truth be told, I don't have to, but I choose to do so because I don't believe in one source of income.
That's fair.
And of course I don't want to pay a high ass no insurance.
Oh God, no.
So yeah, but that's something that I definitely want to tell everybody. Like, if you truly believe in something, it's something that you really want to do, regardless of whatever industry it is, and you have a passion for it, do it. Like, nothing is easy. Nothing in life is ever going to be easy for any one of us. Unless you're just born with a silver spoon, and I personally was born with the
same.
So anything that you have a passion for, go for it. It's gonna be hard. Make it happen. If you gotta shout, yell, cry, do it all. Cause I did it. I started this stuff in 2014. De La Souls literally came about just from a business deal with my partner and I that went wrong. I didn't have nowhere to turn. I kept thinking about names. Kept thinking it was shitty. Then I just thought about De La Soul. I thought about my best friend, my sister, Lil Jazz. I thought about her and her name. Her line name is De La Soul.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So, wow. Yeah, because I thought about her, I came up with my name for my company, De La Souls. And from 2014, it's just been up and down. Starting off, of course, you don't know everything that you're doing. Like, I was doing just little favors for people, like asking me to grab shoes, but I didn't know what everybody wanted. Starting off, so of course, spend money here, spend money there, thinking that I need to get every release. Didn't work. I lost money doing a wrong business deal with somebody that brought me to the point where I'm in business for myself now, which brought De La Souls. So yeah, man, just anything that's worth something that's hard to obtain, and if you really want it, you're gonna make sure you get it by any means. Period. So I'll leave people with that.
Goddamn, when I really wanted to give a quote, I really wasn't expecting a quote, but
yeah.
Honestly and truthfully, I have two. One is a good, lighthearted one, and the second one is serious. Number one, always check up on your plugs, your sneaker plugs. Always check up on them. Because
yeah, man, because we don't have no life, man.
you not even that. Y'all do so much
Yeah.
for people who couldn't get the shoe
Yeah.
that y'all go underappreciated, especially with the prices that people give. Now, you give fair prices. I'm not gonna argue down on fair prices. I just want make sure you, even if the price for the shoe is a little bit higher and your plug has been looking out for you for so long, always check up on your plug.
Yeah.
That's the lighthearted one. My serious one, it's a two-parter, and I'm gonna say that for the rant for my episode Wednesday. But the first part of it is this: make sure you check up on your friends as well and your family, because even though COVID might be dying down and might be rising up in other places, it's a big mental turmoil on a lot of people's, not only their physical health but their mental health as well.
Yeah.
And so your quote really just hit a nerve, only in the sense that you really explained how I started my photography business at the same time.
Yeah.
And it really just struck me, and I'm almost about to break down, but I was like, I can't do it. I gotta save face on camera. But needless to say, you really have to check up on everybody.
How you do?
And your friends and family, of course, but you really check up on people because you never know how far that would take them. In a sense of positivity, and also making sure that at least somebody's thinking of it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sign out. We're gonna get to this bonus episode. This is Landon Strange. This is Sam from De La Soul signing out with our daily year. Come on, you gotta hit the year. There we go.